This week in Jamaica Now, Floyd Green resigns after toasting to No Movement Day in party video. The morning after, it was calm at the R Hotel venue, but social media was still raging. Prime Minister says Green had to go.
It was important that ministers exemplify the law.
The weekday No Movement Days lifted and funerals now permitted as new COVID curfew hours are announced. Why many unvaccinated Jamaicans will not take the jab. Havana Heights horror.
Right now, I don't know if I can make it. Better me out a garbage pan or lay down on the roadside. Me tell you the truth, it don't make no sense.
Two sisters and their nephew among 4 people killed in the Clarendon community. And remembering former NAJ President Edith Allwood Anderson. I'm Damian Mitchell, and this is Jamaica Now. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has indicated that resigned Agriculture Minister Floyd Green could be engaged in other areas. Green withdrew from the cabinet on Wednesday amid public outrage after he was captured in a video among a group of maskless people at a birthday party at the R Hotel in St. Andrew.
No movement there. Where's the Jeff? Post it tomorrow.
The councillor for the Mona Division in St. Andrew, Andrew Bellamy, was also captured in the video. And in a post on his social media accounts, Green said he was sorry.
I made a grave error of judgment. I was wrong. I know I will have to work doubly as hard to regain your trust and your confidence, but I'm committed to do that.
The St. Elizabeth Southwestern MP earlier arrived at Gordon House and headed to his chair. But before taking his seat, he greeted the Industry Minister Audley Shaw, who will now assume the additional portfolio for agriculture and fisheries. And Prime Minister Andrew Holness said there was no option but for Green to resign.
The confidence that we ourselves are not just preaching, but doing what we are preaching. If there's a break in that and people start to feel that we are saying one thing, but doing another, then the level of voluntary compliance will fall.
The Prime Minister also said the party video has been sent to the Police Commissioner for his investigation. In the meantime, Andrew Bellamy, the councillor for the Mona Division, has resigned as Director of the Board of the Southeastern Regional Health Authority. He has also resigned as the chairman of several committees of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. Green's advisor, Gabrielle Hilton, for whom the party was held, has also resigned from the state boards on which she served. And a day after the party, it was calm at the R Hotel venue in St. Andrew, but across Jamaica, there was still outrage.
We expect better from Mr. Green still.
It's like you're a thief and a kitchen. They're not too big to go to prison. Yeah? And then forgot.
It must be a penalty.
He's a great member of parliament, but he's really disappointed the people of Jamaica by mocking them.
I don't think he had much of a choice. I think he had to resign given how egregious that breach was. It's actually a breach of the DRMA, and people have been arrested for doing less than that. We can't operate where we have 2 Jamaicas, where poor black men are hauled from under the bed, are made to make public apologies, while others can flagrantly disregard the laws.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness this week announced that the government was lifting the No Movement weekdays, even as it continues to closely monitor the surge in COVID cases, which has now started to level off. Only Sundays will be No Movement days, as well as the National Heroes Day on Monday, October 18. In the meantime, the weekday curfew will now run from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. On weekends, it will run from 6 p.m. to Mondays at 5 a.m. And funerals will now be allowed, but they will be limited to 20 persons, including clergy. Burials are to be allowed on Mondays to Fridays only. Several cops are now facing disciplinary charges for their alleged involvement in a new social media TikTok craze. In one video, members of the security forces, dressed in their uniforms, were armed with assault rifles, lip-syncing to violent lyrics while dancing to music. Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson said in addition to disciplinary charges, persons who appeared in the video will have to undergo remedial training if they are to remain in the force. The commissioner also indicated that new guidelines have been published in the police force orders setting out how the issue will be dealt with going forward. The community of Havana Heights in Clarendon was this week jolted by a quadruple murder. 3 of the victims were related: 32-year-old Tashana White, her 25-year-old sister Sharona White, and their 19-year-old nephew Luke Newman. The 4th victim was Sharona's partner, 27-year-old Michael Solomon.
Right now, I don't know if I can make it. Better me out a garbage pan or when they don't on the roadside. Me tell you the truth, it don't make no sense. I don't have no hopes or nothing. Me not go work out. Yesterday, last time he called me, I said, Mommy, the chicken them not have no feed. No, Mr. Michael, me soon come, but me sign us up and me give me a little time. Me call him back in night, 1 o'clock, and I say something to him. And me say, you're good? And he say, yes. And me say, all right, later, boy.
The police commissioner said intelligence has revealed that the quadruple murder was ordered by an influential prisoner. He said the police had sought to inform the relative of the target that there was an imminent threat. An RJR Gleaner Don Anderson poll has found that more than half of the Jamaicans who will not take the COVID jab do not trust the vaccine. According to the poll, 2 out of every 10 respondents have taken the vaccine, with 25% indicating that they will. Another 25% reported that they will not be taking it. Some 20% of the Jamaicans said they were not yet sure. 9% have not been vaccinated. The poll was conducted between August 19 and September 3 among 1,003 respondents. 54% of the people who have not or will not take the vaccine said they do not trust it. Another 29% of the poll respondents said they were not sure about it, while 22% said there were too many side effects. The nursing fraternity was left saddened this week with the passing of former president of the Nurses Association of Jamaica, Edith Allwood Anderson. She died at the Kingston Public Hospital on Thursday at the age of 66. Allwood Anderson had been ill for some time and had been receiving dialysis weekly since 2014. She was also a diabetic and blind and had tested positive for COVID-19. Mrs. Allwood Anderson worked as a nurse for 35 years before retiring. She spent her decades in the health service at the Mandeville Regional Hospital and the Kingston Public Hospital. She served twice as NAJ president from 1997 to 2000 and from 2005 to 2010. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. Like this video on our YouTube page. Subscribe today and turn on your notifications. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, 20 years after the 9/11 attacks, Jamaican Muslims still haunted by the phobia towards Islamics.
We are very grateful that the Jamaican population itself is quite receptive to Muslims, and because we are persons and individuals who they know and we grow in the communities, we haven't faced that level of skepticism. There is minimal amount though. The women sometimes have difficulty in employment because of their dress code. So sometimes the dress code, even though they may have the qualifications, the dress code does present a challenge sometimes in terms of getting employment. Majority of the stigma and challenge we face is traveling. My wife is Guyanese, and I've traveled between Guyana, Trinidad, Bahamas, and also in the Middle East. I went to Dubai and I went to Saudi Arabia as well. Because I went to perform the pilgrimage to Hajj. And let's put it, of this many times I've traveled, I anticipate my name will be called on the speaker. There are 2 occasions that I've traveled, not hearing my name, and it was very surprising. It was welcoming, but very surprising.